So I call it home management. I specialize in second home management. So we live in more of a vacation home market where some Chicago clientele, some Indianapolis will come to their lake house on Lake Michigan and spend time there. It's a core of homewatch visits. So we come in and do a routine visit for them, reporting, that kind of thing. And then we round out their services with concierge. So inevitably, they need the groceries, they need the fridge cleaned out after they leave, they need housekeeping set up. Not property management, because you have to be a broker in Michigan to call it property management, but essentially it is home management, that's what it is.
Yeah. And how many kids do you have?
I have 3
Yeah.
angels.
So fun.
They're 10, 9, and 6. My background was similar to Tish's in corporate marketing and hospitality, and I found that the drain for me in that corporate setting was that there wasn't enough flexibility with my little family, and so the balance was really out of whack for me. So much so that like I'll look back at pictures and my cup was empty. It was totally empty all the time. I was just running on E, and it was so stressful for me, like it was unhealthy. And so I think I joined Spark Live while I was still working full-time corporate marketing job. So I was doing, you were probably so annoyed, and maybe you don't remember, but I was doing my corporate marketing, my job, my full-time job, and I was like, Kelly over here, full-time, like deadlines over here. And I was like, what is she saying? Oh, that's really good, write it down for a minute. So I was doing it all. And so I was building the business on the side, 2020, I think, during COVID, homeschooling, doing that. It was a bitch.
Yes, preach it, girl.
But I could see the light. I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm like, I'm so leaving this job. So Spark Live, I started my business, gosh, May, I think I wrote it down, my words, May 2021. And I had, that almost half a year to gain some clients after I learned what I learned with you and Spark Live, and I joined 100K. Yes. I joined because I knew enough to know what I didn't know yet. Like I know I had some strong skills in certain areas, but a lot of weaknesses in others, and I needed, honestly, I needed the accountability and the Kelly in my corner to go, tough love. What are you doing? Like, no, don't do that, just to kind of course correct. And I needed that regularly. Otherwise, I just felt like I was out on my own. I didn't have the boss anymore, right? I was the boss. And I'm not always hard on myself, and I needed to have more accountability to grow and do what I wanted to do, but in the way I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
So that I had the balance. So Kelly gave me the permission to set those parameters and say, you need to be there for your kids, do that. What does that mean for you? Build the business around that. So I've done what I've done to this date pretty much part-time so that I can take the kids to their practices. There's so many practices. I don't have to feel bad when they get sick. I stay home with them. Before I was like, yeah, that's not a fever, you gotta go to daycare, right? So I don't have to feel that guilt anymore. I can be there. I can build the business around our lives. For me, definitely in sales, I think I mentioned yesterday that you take all the sales, right? You take everything, you go out there and you take all the people, they all need you, and you're gonna book them and service them. And that's one thing that I had to transition and learn, that there was a right fit, and that would make my business, finding the right fit clients would make my business what I needed it to be and run more smoothly. I learned a lot recently about adding on a team and right fit team. And I have 2 incredible part-time employees right now who are there loving the clients as much or more than I did, and I didn't know that was possible. So I got rid of a pricing tier. I thought I needed to sell just hourly one-off services. I thought that I would get my foot in the door with those clients, but I didn't want those clients. I wanted the ones that wanted the membership for 20 hours a month, on retainer for 4 months. Those were the clients that as soon as I eliminated that hourly, like it's not even a thing. I'm not even gonna talk about it. And if people ask about it, I'll say, it's not an option.
Yeah.
Like we just don't do
That's
that.
not how you can work with us.
Yeah. So as soon as I did that, we got the 20-hour-a-month retainer client. It just became very clear to them what we offer and who we wanted.
And can I just ask, like, do you think you would have been able to do that on your own? Do you think you would have done that on your own?
It would have taken me longer, a lot longer. And I think that's what I've found. All the things that Kelly, not all of them, right? Not everything I would have figured out on my own, but I think a lot of things that you discuss and talk about, eventually people might get to that, right?
Yeah, of course. You're gonna figure it out for yourself if you're really in for it. Like, I can't take that away from anybody.
But it would take years of indecision and spinning your wheels and thinking through all the possible options, just time and money, right? And so I eliminated that and hired Kelly as a coach. So my first year wasn't quite a full calendar year. I think it was around 45,000. My second year, I think it was around 68. And then this year I'm on track for 130,000 in sales. So now that I've added team, I'm excited to look at profitability and make sure I have that really dialed in. I also want to scale the business. I have decided that while my kids are still small, I'm going to focus on that and be more present with them. And then when their needs are less, from me anyway, then I'll have the business to then scale. So, I don't know if that's gonna be multiple locations or if that'll be a franchise, but those are things that I'll be able to decide. But where I'm at now, I've been able to grow, I'll say organically, but I mean, I've put the work in too, right? It's not just like falling in my lap. But there's still a lot of opportunity in the area that I'm in, so I could see adding more team. I'm just excited about the possibilities. Yes, there are the tactical things that I learned, but more than anything, it was Kelly that gave me the confidence to do it and to keep doing it. She gave me the permission to, oh, here we go with the tears. She gave me the permission to do it the way I wanted to do it instead of the way that I thought I had to be, right, in a business. She gave me validation when I was doing something that I wasn't sure was the right thing. She would validate my thought process or my idea. She gave me the tough love when I needed it. And then she gave me permission to celebrate. There was permission to just do all of that. And so thank you for that. Those are my words.